Okay. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I think it's live.
Oh, I thought we were just here to yell at each other in private.
That's usually what it is.
Yeah, Devin, you're fucking stupid.
Give a little more effort than that.
That's the softest insult I've ever heard.
You're fucking trash, bud.
I hate you.
Fucking trash, bud.
So we got Luke, we got Devin, we got Dylan. Devin and Dylan do a podcast with their buddy Noah.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know any of the information to do it, so I can't plug it.
It's on Castbox and it's on Spotify. I think we're just calling it Dankhouse Podcast right now, so you should find it on there.
Dankhouse.
But,
Hands.
yeah, now we're going to yell about some movies. The first question, what anime that hasn't been attempted already would actually make a good movie adaptation in America?
I think I answered that one, right?
You did.
All right.
I
2
hope you
words.
answered all of them.
I mean, I answered it first, is what I meant. I think I answered all of them. Let me see. 1,
You did.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, I answered all 4. Okay, yay! I did One Punch Man.
Son of a bitch.
How am I supposed to?
Since he's having an existential crisis, I said Soul Eater.
Someone's got a heart or no?
Devin?
I didn't pick any!
What?
Because I'm like, nah, anime shouldn't be made in America. It shouldn't have anime adaptations. They're good the way they are.
Yeah, well then, but you gotta choose something.
Did you choose something, or did you actually like?
I'm letting him argue for none.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's
But
fair.
then he said One Punch Man, and you said Soul Eater. How am I supposed to shit on both those animes? They're both equally good.
We going straight to the argument, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say that One Punch is like tailor suited for an American adaptation because of how it treats American superhero tropes. Soul Eater doesn't really do that. Soul Eater is like a strictly like Japanese like
Shonen type deal.
shonen anime sort of deal. And while One Punch does have a whole lot of shonen anime tropes, it also deals with those in the same tongue-in-cheek way that it deals with its Western superhero influences.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Soul Eater would be kind of cool because you do have it set up in 3 main arcs already with how it's set up as the anime.
Mhm.
So you could just cut out like the first 3 episodes because those are just, here's the characters, and you can get straight into the meat of it and have 3
Yeah, but then you'd have all these weeb-ass anime characters that nobody knows or gives a shit about doing weeb-ass anime stuff in an American movie.
Yeah, they're not like established.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Is any character going to be established?
I mean,
No.
Alita Battle Angel was like one that was decent.
Still haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. That had ScarJo in it, right?
Think so?
That was
No,
Ghost in
that
the
was
Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, no, that,
Those are
yeah.
yeah.
That one was kind of
Yeah.
I heard it was okay, but yeah, that thing. Ghost in the Shell 2.0, great. It's essentially just the movie, but they prodied up the computer stuff in it.
Well, you got any else to say about the...
No, okay, yeah, no. One Punch Man though. One Punch Man is like prime made for the current contemporary American movie going audience. Given the current landscape of, you got your MCU, you have your attempts at DCU, you have, some indie hero stuff. The Boys, we were just watching The Boys, which is a satire of the American superhero tropes.
Yeah.
And that's what that hits. I mean, it hits that in every point and form. and just like brings all these rules to it. And this guy who just doesn't give a shit about those rules, and he just wants to be a hero for fun. And he, not even trying, can, consecutive medium punch his way to victory. And it's amazing. And that doesn't need to be Japanese or American or even Korean or Russian or whatever. It could just, it's a superhero movie you can plug in pretty much anywhere, and have this ridiculous, awesome adventure.
I think it would be kind of hard to do a lot of the fight sequences that they kind of show off in it, because seeing, like, I've watched a few clips of the new season and seeing how they changed the fighting in it and how they kind of struggled already with it, and I think changing that into, like, American adaptation
On our porch.
is it some guy in a red hat?
No, that's probably where our ashtray went.
Oh. Yeah, there was a guy in a red hat down by the stoplight, and he went like this, and then it turned green.
And
I was
the
like,
light turned green.
this guy's like super high right now, and he's having a great time, but...
You want to go chase him down?
We're busy.
Okay.
But I think, adapting all these fight scenes and making them actually look good, like, yeah, you can adapt it and be a cool superhero movie, but would it look good and actually be good? Like...
Yes,
Soul Eater-
absolutely. You get the right budget. I mean, this is a hypothetical argument. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a superhero property based on a popular anime, a very popular anime. Some Hollywood douche is going to throw the fucking bank behind it and give it the effects budget it needs to be an effective superhero satire.
I mean, maybe.
And also I figure the whole argument is predicated on each of these adaptations are going to get the budget they need.
Yeah. It's hard to shit on anime I like. But
Just do it.
alright. I feel like it's hard because there's not a big audience for anime adaptations, like, as a whole.
No.
And it's gonna be hard to pull in, like,
But
people for it.
so that's where the superhero satire comes in, because it's going to pull audience from people who like the Spider-Man movies, who like the superhero movies, the MCUs and the stuff like that. Just like Mark Miller's Kick-Ass did, just like the Amazon did with The Boys. That's pulling, like, I guarantee there are people who are watching that show right now who have never read the comic book, don't know who the hell Garth Ennis is, and all that, and they're watching it and they're loving it, and yeah. And the similar things could happen if there was a Hollywood adaptation of One Punch.
Okay. But Soul Eater, on the other hand, I don't feel like it'll do well because there's too much, like, how the way Soul Eater is, like, animated and drawn. I don't feel like it'll translate well into American
I don't think it'd be
audiences.
that hard to do. Like, it would look pretty good, right? Like, they don't do anything super over the top, like, especially in the beginning. It's like them fighting like a couple of couple boys, nothing more. And then, like, as it gets on, they fight bigger things, but even those fights aren't too over the top.
Yeah, but there's so much in the world of Soul Eater. Like, you got the moon, you got their whole, like, society, and I don't think that.
It's a whole lot of world building.
Yeah, I don't think that a 2-hour movie is gonna, like, give that.
Make it a 4-hour movie.
Oh, God.
Double the runtime. If we're going
So
hypothetical budget here,
That brings me back to something else that I like about One Punch Man, is because it starts with the characters. It starts with Saitama, and it starts with Genos, and then it builds the world around them. So then you get these other heroes that are around and doing stuff, and they're part of this system of heroes. And then you get to know more about that system of heroes, and you get to know, like, the system of heroes exists because all these monsters attacking. Why are all these monsters attacking? Well, we'll get into that. And then, so as, if it gets sequels or consecutive, as things build, it can build in and around that world. But the first movie could be, just, a fun anti-adventure with Saitama and Genos. And Genos trying to learn how to be an effective hero from Saitama, while he's already a much more driven person than Saitama ever will be. And I think that character interaction, you could build a whole 2-hour movie around that.
It got me beat. I can't.
Yeah, this was the one I wasn't like going
Closing?
to. Yeah.
Closing, I think One Punch Man would make a great movie in American audiences because it's one. I mean, it is kind of set in Japan, but it could be put anywhere, and it's built around characters as opposed to around a world initially.
I got, like I said, I got nothing.
All right, Dylan.
Soul Eater is a cool anime. Just watched that. I agree with Devin. They're all. I don't think they can be adapted well, but I didn't know what to pick for this.
And speaking honestly, I didn't expect One Punch Man to be said, and I think that was honestly a pretty solid pick. Like,
Yeah, Luke, you definitely get the point.
Yeah.
I would have given it to you before the other two conceded. Anyway, but
I didn't have a good argument for this.
yeah, One Punch Man, you sold it as a good adaptation, whereas Soul Eater, it sounds kind of convoluted, and you could have had it with none, man.
yeah, but they picked.
You gotta shit on them.
They picked. I can't.
You gotta get vicious. You gotta be vicious. You gotta
Yeah.
think your point is
Should-
better than my point.
You should go with like the other methods that people do for when they come on here. Drink like 4 or 5 beers beforehand and then just get ready to go.
Or like me,
Yeah.
I drink half a box of wine before I get here to start yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are different strategies in this game. Mine only worked once.
1 to 0 to 0. Round 2 is the question Devin picked, and that is, what fictional movie school would you most want to attend?
Oh, I picked Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry because it's honestly all around throughout the entire 7 movies of Harry Potter. It's a dope school. Like, it. Who wouldn't want to go and learn magic? Like, granted, there are some ups and downs, but like, if you're not involved with the main story, you're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna sit around and look. You get to learn magic. And
Yeah, you get killed as a result of the main story.
No, you don't get killed as a result of the main
You
story.
are a side character. You are dead.
Dylan, what'd you pick?
I said Sky High. From the movie Sky High.
I said Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters from the X-Men. That's how it's called properly, the X-Men.
I think Hogwarts would be terrible.
Tell me.
If you go, you'll probably die. If you're not Harry,
Yeah.
if you don't have,
If you're not
flying
Harry,
armor,
Hermione, or some sort of fucking ginger, you are dead.
They've killed countless side characters.
They killed Dumbledore even.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've never read them shitty books, but it's not a school full of unique and gifted youngsters that have special abilities and need to be trained on these abilities by an all-knowing psychic master.
And also died of collateral damage due to not having plot armor.
Some of them, not nearly as many as Hogwarts,
No,
though.
not nearly as many, but still dying. The most you're going to get at a Sky High, you get turned into a hamster,
Or a
maybe
baby.
reverted into a baby.
Yeah, well, it's because it's a damn Disney movie.
Yeah, but you got superhero powers if you're there. And what's
Well, you know where else do you have superhero powers if you're there? Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
and get looked down upon by the people who hate the mutants in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, well, it's a real ass universe, all right. And you know what? I'd rather have. You know what? I would rather have Wolverine teaching me defense than some interchangeable shithead teaching me the defense of the dark arts or whatever.
Yeah.
You got me beat on the dark arts teacher, but everything else about that school is great. You got four houses.
Mm-hmm.
Only two matter.
Who's your science teacher?
Oh my god, that's right.
Is it Henry McCoy? 'Cause Henry McCoy, as a biologist, he is top notch and not to be fucked with.
But you got Professor McGonagall.
Oh my stars and garters. Okay, listen. All right, so you got that. You got him. You got Jean Grey. The faculty even is just nothing. There's nothing that can be messed with in the faculty in the Xavier School.
I guess.
Hold on. At one point, the headmaster of the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters was, forgot her name, the Ice Queen, Emma Frost. It's literally literally a hoity-toity upper-class blonde in a corset. I mean, that's like every high schooler's wet dream. Did Sky High have that?
Yeah, does Sky High have that?
The Sky High have a hoity-toity upper-class blonde in a halter top?
No, you got a very hard gym class, and that's all you got.
Well, you know who runs the gym class in Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters?
Cyclops?
Probably Cyclops.
Damn, why am I helping you? Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, you're.
But also Wolverine.
I mean, sure. I mean, being a superhero though in this universe, you're basically looked up on as like people protecting the little guy, and what's not cooler than having a school floating in the middle of the just up here.
Mm-hmm.
It can fall
And what if it doesn't?
out of the sky.
Your school's been attacked by a lot of things
Xavier School, sorry,
and
gets blown up
several times.
Gets blown up every
Several
other
times.
week.
Several times, yes. It's also it's currently protected. I don't know if Kuroka is still protecting the school, but at one point it was protected by a living damn island. Also, the Danger Room becomes self-aware and then a member of the X-Men.
Not in the movies.
Not in the movies. It's a fictional universe. You didn't say movie specific.
Well, it's a movie debate.
It is a movie debate, but you said fictional. I didn't know we were going with that. Okay, so
It
we're
says
going to stick
the
with
question
movies only.
literally going across the screen says, what school in a movie would be...
Well, you changed it from there.
Well, it's a movie debate.
It is a movie
If
debate.
it was the comic debate,
Well,
then
I
you
mean-
couldn't use movie stuff.
Okay, all right, fine.
Because I'm pretty sure we tried that. at
All
some
right.
point.
Disqualified, you lose
Disqualified.
your point for question one.
It's like, who
No,
wants to
you're
go
not
to
disqualified.
who wants to go to a school that gets blown up all the time? I mean, not me personally. I want to.
Well, it doesn't get blown up all the time in the movies. It just gets kind of wrecked by you don't know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
It does get blown up in
3.
Yeah.
X-Men. Which one was it? It was one of the newer ones. It wasn't Days of Future
Is it
Past.
not? No.
X-Men
it's not.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse? Who watched that one though?
Me.
I'm sorry.
But Hogwarts, it has its ups and downs, but it's the way they do magic in there is pretty dope. Granted, the teachers are not all that, but from experiencing it when you're watching the movies with as Harry, you're learning all of this as he's learning it. Everything is brand new, and granted, it's kind of two-sided because you only see literally 2 of the houses, which is just Gryffindor and Slytherin, because let's face it, no one could barely name Hufflepuffs unless they read the book. So, but if the school teaches you a lot, like, it has its boundaries, and it doesn't get attacked that often.
Except
Yeah, but when it gets
does,
attacked,
it's a full
it gets
onslaught.
really attacked.
You literally had the biggest bad attack your school directly with his army,
Yeah, and they fended off that army.
but you're still getting attacked.
And they still rebuilt the school afterward. The school was barely hurt.
They rebuild Xavier's every time.
Yeah, I mean, his gets rebuilt too,
I don't
but that
know
doesn't,
how.
doesn't mean it still doesn't get blown up. I mean,
Xavier's a rich man. That's all I can say about that. I don't know how else. Oh wait, no, they have the Worthingtons behind them.
I don't know who the Worthingtons
yeah.
are.
Okay, well, that's how they always explained it in the comic books. But is Angel a thing in the later movies?
Yes, he was in Apocalypse.
Okay.
He was in
3.
Last Stand as well.
Yeah. So yeah, Warren Worthington III. He's a very rich man. He can afford to rebuild a lot of things.
The school several times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, like the school even has like Hogwarts even has like a brand new, will probably hopefully have a brand new system in place since all the other current headmasters and defensive dark arts teachers are
Dead.
Yeah.
yes.
It's a cursed position. No one wants to be in it,
Look, put Professor McGonagall in that position.
and she'll die.
Nah, she's a cat. She has 9 lives. Can't touch her.
9 times she'll die.
Nah.
She'll die 10 times.
I mean, Sky High, it didn't get blown up at all. It hasn't been attacked.
Fell off the fucking sky.
And then it went back up.
Cause
there.
the guy discovered his powers towards the end. Whoa!
Yeah.
You know what, though? There's a whole school built around discovering your powers. It's the Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters.
And you get to learn
Yeah.
power at Hogwarts.
Yeah, right alongside the likes of Kitty Pryde and Jubilation Lee.
God, I don't know anyone else. Name.
I mean, all of them are just copy pasta wizards, so.
Yeah, everyone is just.
There's way more plot armored X-Men than there are Hogwarts.
Yeah.
There's no other like names other than.
There's a person whose mutant ability. Oh no, that's comic books. God, I love the comic books so much better than the movies, though.
Fair.
Yeah.
See, I built my argument around the comics. Now I'm kind of half fucked. But
Quite a
still,
lot transfers.
yeah. But does Beak transfer? Does Herman Blob transfer?
The Blob was in.
Not the Blob.
Oh, not
Herman
the
Blob.
Okay.
He's a skeleton in pink goo.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
But he's a comic book guy, so that doesn't count. But yeah, no, there's some pretty useless mutants in there too. I would imagine even in the movies.
I mean, which one of our schools doesn't have useless things? One of the people in mine is literally a girl that turns into a hamster. Not a flock of hamsters, just a hamster.
One of your
Okay.
characters literally just glows in the dark.
Yeah, at
That's
least they're
all-
not getting slaughtered by the onslaught of an army.
You know,
But at least
my school is too cool for Deadpool.
I mean, he just doesn't want to go to it.
No, he tries to go to it. They won't let him in.
Does he? Not in the movies.
Yeah, in the movies.
Does he?
Yes.
That's something I don't remember.
it's because they don't have not enough, budget to put everybody else in there.
He's too chaotic neutral for X-Men. That's why. but they're too cool for Deadpool. That's how I'm going to position this.
All I'm saying is, you're risking your life if you go to either of your schools. If anything, you're just gonna get, reverted to a baby for a few hours.
But then your life is destroyed and you have to start over again.
for a few hours, you get turned back.
I think your school's too PG-13. I'm
yes,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's too PG.
And that's
period.
why it's the safest one.
It's not the safest school. It's the coolest school.
Isn't having superpowers and not dying at
Name
the end of the day, the coolest
name
thing.
3 characters that were awesome from Sky
You
High.
got the main character who has superpowers.
Name them.
He's got flight.
Name him.
I don't know his name.
Okay.
Generic Superman 1.
Name him.
I did.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dylan.
Hamster Girl.
Name her.
Hamster.
I will
Is that her actual superhero name?
I think it is in the movie. Yeah.
Okay. So you named 1 of the 3.
I'll help you out. The guy that turns into a fucking rock golem is pretty dope, and he has the best power of all. But
Name him.
he was like
Rocky.
So there's a character in Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters who turns into biological metal. His name is Piotr Rasputin, and he goes by Colossus. I can name him.
Yeah. But damn, I'm trying to think.
Name a Hufflepuff.
Go ahead and close here.
Okay. I guess just Hogwarts has so much like more potential to like show the world that everyone can do this. Like it's not just something you can like be born with like innately. Like you can learn magic and then end up being great at magic. Granted, they have some.
Isn't that the point?
I will hit you with my slipper. Granted, there are some like bad eggs, but they still learned what their craft and like mastered it to a point that they made some good and bad decisions. But it's a great school overall for like teaching kids. So, yeah.
All right, Dylan.
Sky High is the safest option. You get superpowers and you get to live. What's not to love? Even if you're a useless superpower, you're not going to get blown up, potentially, or die because you're not a plot armor, like, main character. Like...
So in Xavier's School, you're probably invited there because you're already either an Omega level mutant or close to it. And if you get blown up, you'll probably survive. Also, you got to be innately magical to be invited to Hogwarts. So that kind of dissolves your argument that anyone can, because not anyone can.
There are Muggle-born.
There are Muggle-borns, but they still have innate
Yeah,
magical abilities.
magical.
But yeah, but it's full of the staff is full of memorable people. Your fellow students are memorable people, and you're going to learn to be a dank ass mutant from being beat the shit out of you by Wolverine. So, yeah, that's my argument. Getting the shit beat out of you by Wolverine.
Any facts, Corey?
Yeah, I actually did have some for this one. Well, just on Devin's opening statement, I believe he said, "Who wouldn't want to go to that school of wizardry and witchcraft?" The answer to that is Christians.
Fair.
Damn,
Fair.
Got him.
You were talking about Emma Frost wearing a corset and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what's her face? Kelly Preston from Sky High? Similar outfit, honestly, even for a PG movie. Your superhero main character, his name is Kurt Russell. In the movie, his name was Steve Stronghold. And a point that you missed about Sky High that would have been awesome as shit too. I didn't fucking know.
Kurt
'Cause
Russell?
I've never seen it.
Wait, Kurt Russell was in that?
He was the main guy.
I
Bruce
literally-
Campbell was their coach.
I literally
God
did
damn
like-
it!
Campbell was the coach.
He could legitimately rival Wolverine for cool coach.
Yeah, I literally did zero research on it because I wanted Hogwarts, so I forgot.
Basic,
Oh, it's basic. But
basic.
It's still cool.
Okay, I'm done arguing. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh no, I did have one more too. Sorry. What you were talking about, they even killed off what's his face, Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but the actor that originally did it died, and they had to replace him
With
'Cause that
Magneto!
stuff's so dangerous.
They had to replace him with the villain from Xavier's School for
He
Gifted
was
Youngsters.
replaced by Michael Gambon.
Wait, then who was Ian McKellen? Because I know he was in that shit.
He wasn't. He just looks very much similar to him with the makeup
Oh, okay.
and stuff. But yes, it wasn't.
I thought it was
It
Ian
was
McKellen.
Richard Harris was the first one for the first 2 movies, and then the school was so dangerous that he died. Not because he was like 100 years old. And they replaced him with Michael Gambon. So that's all the facts I have for that.
All right, I was leaning towards Dylan for his safe argument, but you dropped the ball on Bruce Campbell, man.
Yeah, I didn't look up the cast or anything because I didn't think.
We can't do the facts before you pick your answers.
Why?
You can't sway your answer with the facts. I guess you can.
That's what they're there for.
That's what facts are for.
Maybe not.
So you do or you don't want facts?
I do want facts.
Okay.
This is all subjective based arguments.
I don't know if you read anything in the chat yet, or if you're waiting for after your thing. I mean, it was just me. Less students die at Hogwarts than you would think, though.
Still die.
Yeah.
But less.
It's still about as many as in.
No, in the movies, not very many people from X-Men die.
Yeah, still
They
dead.
tend to evacuate the school.
It is between Hogwarts and X-Men, Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters.
And it's mostly staff that dies. So as a student, you're pretty well protected.
Same thing for Hogwarts. It's mostly staff that dies. Yeah.
Yeah, apart from the ghosts that are already there established in the book series, I can't find any actual character or student that died on Hogwarts grounds.
Twilight Dude.
Was not on Hogwarts
Yeah,
grounds.
he died in the.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
died
you
in-
got teleported out.
and the Wizard's
and
Cup.
then-
But that is the one death I can find.
Fred or George.
They graduated.
Wasn't on
Ah.
and wasn't on Hogwarts grounds.
Well, shit.
I will say I think the only one
I'll
that
save my
was,
other statements for after you can answer.
I think the only one that was actually on Hogwarts grounds was Dumbledore. He was the only person that died on Hogwarts ground.
I mean, there are a handful of other characters, but they're ghosts that, like,
And
That-
Lupin died in the battle,
yeah.
but he
He was
was
last man.
Yeah.
he was staff. So staff didn't hear a lot of like what you learn other than just your powers, which I feel is like,
Science?
yeah, you did touch on
The
Hank McCoy being a biologist and teaching science. The Hogwarts arguments I liked. That pretty much anybody could go learn, but then that got shut down.
Listen, towards the end of the series, the Ministry of Magic got fucked, and that's why there's no more Muggleborns.
But I am going to have to give this to Xavier School.
Still don't have to be innately born magic though.
Students dying or whatever. All that shit took place in the 80s. You were in high school in the 80s. That would have been my argument.
Oh yeah.
Going to Hogwarts in the mid-2000s or whenever you were in school. Because a lot of the counter arguments were about past events that wouldn't have affected you as a student of that school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the following thing doesn't
That way
matter.
less than this guy.
Yeah, social media. Christopher Reiner said less students die than you think. Also, the 2 black kids didn't die. You can throw that in there.
You threw that in your argument.
Oh my god, yeah, the guy, he played Wes in How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know his actual name in the movie, but yeah, he didn't die.
I don't even know if you sent me an answer to this next one now that I'm thinking about it.
What is the question?
Best MCU film?
I did. Well, wait. For the Phase 4,
No.
It's just period.
Period.
best MCU film period. Okay.
So you go last, so
Yeah.
you have a...
Chance to.
There should be, yeah.
Damn. Let's say Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Alright. Go.
Guardians of the Galaxy inserted comedy to the MCU as a general thing. There wasn't a whole lot of that outside of Tony Stark starking it up in the MCU before that. There were, some random quips here and there, but I think just like the whole, you have your Star-Lord and his general affable behavior.
Is it not showing up on there?
It's showing up, but it's choppy.
We're choppy. Are we choppy? We chopping it up?
Slap chop.
Let me get off my internet connection on here.
Should I disconnect from the Wi-Fi to make it easier?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Moratorium from
Go
Wi-Fi's.
ahead and do that too.
But yeah, so that's why I basically chose Guardians, is because the ensemble of the characters that are involved, the over the top violent nature, Rocket Raccoon, Groot being Groot, that it inserted a light-hearted, adventurous nature to the otherwise serious, the world's going to end Marvel Universe. Also expanded it into a more galactic, it blew it out to something bigger than Earth.
Infinity War has that with all the other characters you already love. You already got, the roguish charm of Star-Lord with, the funny quips here and there from Tony Stark, and has some of the coolest, I think, action sequences, like in the MCU, excluding the one scene in Endgame.
But it's a Lord of the Rings movie.
And it wasn't Lord of the Rings good.
Lord of the Rings was good when it was Lord of the Rings, but I don't watch Marvel movies for Lord of the Rings.
Damn. So I say Spider-Man: Homecoming really brought Spider-Man back to where he's supposed to be.
Go back to the origin
yeah,
story.
it just he's Spider-Man. It went right at it was.
Here's Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things. I get you.
And it showed. I love the relationship between them and Ned because it showed that he's more worried with school sometimes than he is with being Spider-Man. But Spider-Man, it's good. It's also good because it brought in who was it? Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Fucking Batman.
Yeah, fucking Batman as the Vulture. He was phenomenal, as a villain. And it just, the chemistry between all the characters in that movie was just so good. It just propelled Spider-Man into what he's becoming now, which is just a star staple for the MCU. Oh, so cute.
So, but did it have Rocket Raccoon in it?
It has Ned.
Yes.
Yours did, yes. Ned?
Yeah.
Who's Ned?
Peter's best friend.
Ned?
Yeah.
Exactly. Who?
You're talking about the chubby Korean guy?
Yeah, Ned.
Yeah.
It's Ned. His best friend.
Yeah. That's not Rocket Raccoon.
It's
So, my argument against Infinity War is there wouldn't be Infinity War, and then the related movies to that, but it didn't really go fully galactic until Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Also, Yondu, Michael Rooker as Yondu. Oh my God, what a great character! Was he in Infinity War? Nah. This couldn't have Yondu in Infinity War for whatever reason, but he was a very big part of Guardians of the Galaxy. and how him and Star-Lord have this weird like teacher student / father son relationship because he just essentially rose him from childhood.
Maybe your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good subplot to the whole thing, and the soundtrack is amazing. And if anyone knows me, I know the music argument was last week, but 90s or like just movie soundtracks as a thing have kind of fallen off since the 90s, and I think that really brought back like the licensed music soundtrack in a very big way that not a lot of movies are picking up on.
I think that Infinity War has, appropriate music for what's happening. Like, your movie's more like lighthearted at times and doesn't have as big of a looming threat happening. Plus, you have like one of the
But
best.
there still is. There still is. This is the entire thing's about the whole MacGuffin of the movie is an Infinity Stone.
Yeah, but mine literally takes the Infinity Stones and then wipes out half the population of the universe. So it takes part of your plot and then just uses it. And plus, you have one of the best villains that the MCU's already like set up through how many movies? Thanos, who's basically the main character of it.
Yeah, Thanos was a big part of Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
But he's definitely better in Infinity War because you get to see him more, get to understand him more, and try to.
But what did it cost him?
Everything.
Furthermore, Howard the Duck.
Oh my god, he was there for like
an after credits scene.
Yeah, he was there for like a scene.
What was in the after credits scene of Infinity? Oh, there wasn't one.
Yeah, but do we really need after credits scenes? Like
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Always.
honest, I don't think we do.
I want a
wanna
reason to sit through 15 minutes of scrolling text to see Howard the Duck say something quacky.
I don't want to sit there for 15 more minutes for a 6-second scene. I want to see it at the end of the movie, like after like a short credit scene of like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, like, and then I want to go home. I don't want to sit there for like another almost like 20-30 minutes waiting for a 6-second scene that'll maybe be important. How does Howard Duck be important?
Howard the Duck is always important. You take that back.
May finds out that Peter is Spider-Man at the end, towards the end of the movie, which is honestly like a good way to do it.
And Peter dies.
Peter.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
He didn't feel good, so he just died.
Look, he lasted longer from being dusted than anybody else. He lasted a good extra 30 seconds.
Yeah, but that wasn't in your movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't know.
It was in my movie. The better one.
The movie is... Homecoming's great. It showed a great father-son relationship between Tony and Peter. It builds upon that relationship.
Tony ain't his father.
He's
Mr. Stark.
Yeah, he's Mr. Stark. But it builds upon a father-son relationship.
It's more of an
those two.
internship.
If it was more of an internship, Tony wouldn't have cared as much for his death in Infinity War.
I mean, he was a really good intern.
And he was a part
I
of
cried
the
when I was
Avengers.
really good interns.
How many interns have you lost?
Yeah.
More than I care to think about.
And you get to see all, those dynamics and, all that. In Infinity War, you get to see, the emotion between, that relationship evolve even more and see how,
But we don't get as much Spider-Man as we do in Homecoming. We get
but
prime
it's not a
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man movie. And
Yeah. We get more quips, more funny jokes, more pop culture references than freaking...
You know what other movie
Guardians
has a
of
lot of... No, Guardians of the Galaxy has a lot of pop culture
a lot of pop
references.
culture.
But they go over your young head. I'm an old. And a lot of those Guardians of the Galaxy references hit me right in my 90s heart. And I love it for that. Also, I'm going to come back to this. This movie launched the career of Dave Bautista. You know, he's since played a Bond villain. He's doing movies with that one guy from the Silicon Valley show.
He did Stuber.
What's that?
He did Stuber.
Stuber? Is that?
That's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah. You know, I've been following that guy since he was Deacon Batista, following around, taking the collection plate out for Brother Devon in the WWE. So it was really nice to see him. He's almost up there with The Rock as far as being like a go-to, like almost action movie guy. But he chooses better roles than The Rock too. He goes out and does any movies too, and like just all that happened because Guardians of the Galaxy gave him all this clout, and not a whole lot of movies have done that for people. And your two movies haven't really done that. I mean, Brady maybe a little bit. Tried to bring back Michael Keaton, but I don't think he's really done much with that. It's another failed comeback for him. After what, Birdman? Was that his last attempt at a comeback?
Yeah.
So you traded one bird for another.
Yeah.
But
He keeps going back to bird roles.
oh my god.
Once you find something you're good at.
But hey, he was great as the Vulture, especially like finding out towards the end of the movie that the girl he liked, her dad is the Vulture. Like when he opens up that door, aren't you just like, oh, okay, the girl I like's dad is the bad guy that I'm facing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that car scene when he like just whips out the gun when they're dropping him off at Clark and just like gives him the business. It was.
But do you have a giant fight in Wakanda? You got the Winter Soldier. You got Captain America. You got Hulk and the Hulkbuster.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Bruce Banner and the Hulkbuster?
You got
But do you have Jeff Goldblum as the Collector?
for like 2 scenes, 3 scenes.
I don't
In Endgame?
I don't think
No,
Jeff
no.
Goldblum is the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's Benicio del Toro.
Is it Benicio del Toro?
Yeah.
Wait, then who's Jeff Goldblum?
Goldblum's the Grandmaster.
He's
Yeah.
the Grandmaster, yeah. Well, still, Benicio del Toro as the Collector is great. I love him in pretty much anything. And yeah, and Jeff Goldblum in anything is great too. So let's go over this cast a little bit. We got Benicio del Toro as the Collector. We got Jeff Goldblum as that. We got that, what's his name, Parks and Rec as Star-Lord. Dave Bautista. Vin Diesel just saying "I am Groot" repeatedly.
Oh my god!
Uh,
That he is that.
He's also the Iron Giant.
Yes, he is an Iron Giant. So you have the Iron Giant just saying "I am Groot" repeatedly in different inflections and tones. And you know, it's a great cast. I mean, it's a pretty stacked cast for what it was, and people didn't expect it to do anything or be any good, and it took the fuck off.
But does it make you cry when you watch it? Did it make you cry when you saw all your favorite heroes just die?
Well, that's
Like
another thing.
that?
I don't like seeing all my heroes die just like that. And that's why I like Guardians of the Galaxy, is instead of being the super serious death of heroism, it's this lighthearted intergalactic romp trying to find this MacGuffin and keep it out of the hands of Thanos.
And yet he still gets it, and that's why Infinity War happens.
But the real win for our heroes was the friendship they made along the way.
And they got even more friends in Infinity War.
I don't think they're friends.
I mean, Endgame they are.
You're friends with them for like a whole 10 minutes, and then all of a
they
sudden
die.
you're snapped. I mean,
Yeah.
In theory, they have less friends in Infinity War.
yeah, they made them more friends and then lost them immediately.
I mean, it's the price you have to pay.
Coming in your
I
Spider-Man.
mean, we're not watching Infinity War for the superheroes. We're watching it for Thanos, the man with the plan.
No, I'm watched that for the superheroes, and that's why it emotionally wrecked me. I'm going to need to send.
Stronger word of
I'm going to have to send Disney my therapy bills after that one.
Homecoming is a good coming of age for Spider-Man. He's learning about what it actually means to like be a hero and how to do heroism rather than just like winging it like he has always been. Like yeah, he's young, but that's what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man.
And in Infinity War, he learns the cost of being a hero.
Yeah, like even
Death is the cost of being a hero.
Close, Dylan.
Infinity War is the best because it has a really good antagonist, a really good plot line. It's easy to follow. It has really cool action sequences, and it has all your favorite heroes duking it out against this one big army and Thanos.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy inserted more comedy into the universe. It also blew the universe out to a more galactic proportion. It has a strong cast of characters and actors playing these characters, and it also has Howard the Duck.
Spider-Man: Homecoming is a great. It's what brought Spider-Man back into the limelight of like Marvel, and not just like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, who did okay, but this is Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Like he really does it for how the MCU is gonna be going forward with their current plans.
Still the best Spider-Man.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had something in my throat.
It's a great coming of age, and it shows a great relationship between Peter and Tony.
All right, this is a tough one.
I know. They all picked the wrong answer.
What's the right answer?
The Incredible Hulk. Dude.
Which one?
The Edward
That
Norton
one.
one?
and
The Incredible
AMC,
Hulk.
yeah.
The Ed Norton.
Oh yeah.
Ed Norton Hulk. Ed Norton Bruce Banner was underrated. I'll give you that. But
Ruffalo's so much better.
Ruffalo is much better.
For sure.
Which is easier to work with?
Infinity War is my favorite of the three, but I don't feel like you hit the nail on the head per se with your argument of it. You did touch on Thanos being one of the best antagonists, but it was pretty much most of your argument was like, yeah, you like that character? I have them too. And they'd be like, for 10 minutes. And you'd be like, well, yeah, but they're in it.
It's not whether they're in it long, but they're in it.
Yeah, like, I feel like you could have touched on everybody having like a moment to shine at some point, like even Falcon when he takes down the one thing.
Yeah.
And like your favorite character will do something cool, but Guardians, it's a great movie. You sold me on why it's a great movie. Rockin' soundtrack, great cast. But I feel like Devin, you just you sold me more on Homecoming with Michael Keaton as Vulture. You actually touched on the big reveal that he's the love interest's father, and that kind of floored me the first time I saw it. Side note, do you think we would all been as like, whoa, if she was white?
No.
I don't know. I can't really say for sure.
That's a fair question.
Cause like even they didn't even touch on like the Mary Jane Peter stuff. Like you've seen, did they touch on it in Far From Home? Did they touch on their relationship at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is she's got a mace in the Funko Pop, and I don't understand why yet.
A what?
A mace.
Yeah, she has a mace. Don't know why, but she has a mace.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie yet, but
It's pretty good.
yeah.
But yeah, the villain, the dynamic with Peter and Tony, most of the Yondu Star-Lord stuff really becomes fleshed out in Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it to Homecoming.
Word.
Jeff Goldblum was also not in the first.
He was in the second one.
He
I get
was
him.
just
Well,
he was just a
he
little
wasn't even
bit.
in the second one. He was in
Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
It said he actually.
Yeah,
I
he-
looked
he
it
was
up,
in the
he
first
was
one a
in
little bit.
the second one. It
Oh, he's
said.
in the end credits.
Probably the end credits for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and Infinity War did have a stinger. It's when Nick Fury hits the pager before he dusts, and you see the Captain
that's
Marvel
right,
logo.
yeah.
Huh?
I'm surprised no one loves Civil War.
I like
almost
Civil War
did.
too.
Civil War, in my opinion, has the best action scenes.
I think
Yeah,
so too.
Civil War.
honestly.
Also, Captain America, the second one.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Winter
It's
Soldier.
really good
It's-
too.
Winter Soldier is one of the best like espionage thriller movies made in a decade.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love the elevator fight scene
prize.
in
Yeah.
that one.
Hell yeah! You take a big.
So we go on to our next question. What will be the best Marvel Phase 4 movie? We'll go back to you for the start.
Okay, I chose Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu.
I chose Fantastic Four.
And I went with the Doctor Strange movie.
Asshole.
Oh, was that yours too?
I chose that originally, but I forgot it was about Shang-Chi, so I think I have a stronger argument for Shang-Chi anyway.
Let's hear them.
I would have picked Howard the Duck.
They really
Is that happening?
No, but it should be. It would be the best.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Howard the Duck.
I
is
said it
an
had to be
actor.
off the slate that's announced.
So yeah, no, Shang-Chi. Okay. So, first of all, Iron Fist. I'm going to go ahead and say Iron Fist and its involvement with the Kung Fu stuff kind of sucked.
Hey Chris, we bring a beer
I think-
on the way back.
Same for me, please. I think that Shang-Chi is a good opportunity to redeem that. And also, like a straight up Marvel Cinematic Kung Fu fucking movie. Sounds amazing. And that's the crux of my argument is the cinematic Marvel Kung Fu movie is going to be great.
I chose Fantastic Four because I feel like with James Gunn, I feel like if James Gunn's doing it, then I feel like it'll be.
Is he?
He said it was announced along, but because he said what was it?
Yeah, James Gunn is directing it.
Yeah, James
What?
James Gunn is gonna be directing
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Holy shit.
It's gonna be like after Suicide Squad and after Guardians Volume 3, I think. So it's gonna be like 2025 we're gonna get a Fantastic Four movie, I think. But yeah, with James Gunn as director, I feel like it'll be like it'll put Fantastic Four back on the map because Fantastic Four hasn't been all that good. It has its moments. Doctor Doom as one of them. Like Doctor Doom was a great villain and like not as fully fleshed out as I wanted him to be. And like the Silver Surfer and Galactus could have been better, and I feel like if James Gunn is doing it, we'll go back to more like galactic scale with what the Fantastic Four can do, or at least just start in New York and just focus on like their fight. Big
You
fight
know he's not
with
going to go with Galactus on the first outing, though. You know that's going to be the next fucking Thanos.
Yeah.
You know what Fantastic Four is going to go after?
Dr. Doom.
Nope, not even Doctor Doom. Their first outing,
Paste Pot Pete.
hey, Spot Pete. He's going to be somebody that the thing smacks in the first scene. Mole Man,
More man.
just like the first issue. They're going to go after Mole Man. Thank you.
Oh, I don't think you're wrong that it won't be good, but it's hard to tell with how Fantastic Four has been.
Yeah, its track
It's like
record
they've
isn't
tried
great.
twice now, and the second one was somehow worse than the first.
3 times.
3 times?
3 times.
Was
They
it?
didn't technically.
Well, yeah, the
try
first
to-
one didn't even get published, and it was made just to kind of keep a license. But
Oh.
3 times. It's out there. You can watch it on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
Roger Corman's Fantastic Four.
Don't though.
Dude, no, dude.
It's the best one.
Yeah, it's but the best of the 3 somehow.
Damn, that's sad.
It's made on a shoestring budget. It looks like it's made on a shoestring budget, but it's somehow the best of the 3.
I would rather watch The Neighbors 2 more times than have to watch Fantastic Four again. Like, and you know how much it pains me to watch that show.
So,
Like, I think Doctor Strange is going to be cool, right? So, like, you've already seen what he can do with all his, like, his powers, and now you're going to get another movie with him using the multiverse that's been, I guess, established in Spider-Man Home and Far From Home, which I haven't watched, but I'm assuming it goes into it a lot. So, so we get to see Doctor Strange doing more Doctor Strange things with a multiverse involved. Because it is, I believe the title for it is, hang on.
Is it like Mysteries of the Multiverse or something?
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness? Or
yeah,
Multiverse of
Multiverse of
Madness.
Madness.
So we're gonna get a lot of like cool, different like potential villains from a bunch of different multiverses and see how he deals with them.
Okay, so this is gonna have like Kung Fu Madness. It's gonna be great. Shang-Chi versus the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, not that fake Iron Man Mandarin.
Oh, what you done? Was it Mickey Rourke as
Yeah.
Mandarin? Yeah.
Wait, no, Mickey Rourke was Whiplash.
Ben
Was it?
Kingsley.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley. So not that fake ass Gandhi Mandarin. We're talking about the real deal Chinese Mandarin with his 5 rings, and he's going to be fighting the master of Kung Fu, and there's going to be badass fight sequences. You know, there's going to be a no cut like going through like a whole city fight sequence for like 10 minutes. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be dope as legit hell.
I feel it. I really do. I agree with you. But I don't think it'll stand up to how Fantastic Four, like as a group of superheroes, because I feel like that Doctor Doom is probably going to be their one selling point in that movie. Like, yeah, you got Reed Richards, Sue, Johnny Storm.
I really don't. Is Doctor Doom confirmed in this? Because I really feel like he's going to be like that in credit sequence reveal. Like, oh, here's the sequel. We're going to do Doom.
Can't really tell with how everything is. It's mostly just guesswork, but I feel like that's a possibility. They could just do Doom along with the Fantastic Four, but they could hype him up. They couldn't. They could save him for later, or he could just be like recurring as like, because he lives in Latveria. So
he benevolently rules
Latveria.
Latveria.
So
Benevolently.
Who wouldn't want to fight a guy who runs his own country?
I wouldn't. He's just trying to keep the peace in his country, and these American capitalist swine keep ruining everything.
Yeah, they're like, you're a bad guy. You do bad
But-
things.
But what's better than a Kung Fu master villain with 10 magic rings?
A guy with magic fighting in a multiverse.
He's just going to be figuring out what happened to Endgame. Like, that's his whole deal.
We're just sitting there, going to meditate for 3 hours or something, and then like
Contemplating all the timelines.
He's going to do some Inception shit, and it's going to be fine. He's going to tie some loose ends together from the previous phase and tie it to the next phase.
See,
Because that's the first in the slate, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
I thought it was coming out like
Black
this year.
Widow's first.
Yeah.
Black Widow's first. Because I know Shang-Chi's not coming out till 2021.
Yeah. We're gonna. What it'll probably end up being is like Doctor Strange will happen, and then it's gonna set up for. I believe it's gonna set up for that because I don't think we're getting another
Yeah.
major one because I believe the Hawkeye is He's getting a show, right?
Yeah, he's going to be teaching Kate Bishop how to shoot arrows.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna watch that.
I'm going to watch that. The Hawkeye comic was great.
I'm gonna watch that. $6.99.
Yeah.
$6.99 a month.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Also, it's going to have The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But the $6.99 is worth it to have The Simpsons. Anywho, back to my point. Kung Fu fighting, Marvel Cinematics, it's going to be great. That's my whole argument is Kung Fu Marvel.
I think that with Doctor Strange, it's going to be like the first like major movie for this like Phase 4 because it's going to set up like the whole multiverse thing, like even more than Spider-Man did, and then go kind of like set up the main antagonist for it almost, and then like it could be
Wait, how did Spider-Man had involved the multiverse?
They mentioned it in the trailer. I'm assuming they did.
In the trailer, Mysterio says he's a hero from another timeline.
Yeah, that's the assumption.
Well,
I'm
he's
making.
also a liar.
Yeah. But also with the name like Multiverse Madness, it's kind of hard to
Well, I was just saying Mysterio.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
no, that's Doctor Strange. That's his whole deal. Is just like
yeah.
Altered dimensions and such. But is he going to have badass kung fu fights?
Maybe it's not out yet. We'll find out.
He's not a kung fu master. He's a master of mysticism.
He is
Yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme.
And isn't it awesome to watch him use those powers?
I'm just going to say this. Shang-Chi, in the comic books, taught Spider-Man Kung Fu. And that's important.
But is Spider-Man going to be in your movie?
Yes, he can be in the Fantastic Four movie.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can.
He's a friend to Johnny Storm in the comics. I don't
Yeah.
see why he wouldn't be.
Because if it flops, they need a way out.
and also, and like, it would be a great, like,
Spider-Man tries to join the Fantastic Four with a bag on his head.
yeah, it's even a freaking costume in Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah. Is it? In PS4?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it was in
Bombastic Bagman.
pretty much, yeah. But yeah, no. It's hopefully they're gonna have like a legit like kung fu squad like doing the stunt work on it. I would hope they would. I mean, it's got Marvel budget, so it's going to have at least a really good stunt squad on it.
Yeah.
There better be some badass wire work.
Yeah.
There's going to be. I mean, it's. I want all the kung fu craziness from this, and that's what it should have. And if it has all that, it's going to win for sure. It's going to be the sleeper B squad hit, just like Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Under the counter.
Probably.
All right, go ahead and roll that into your closing.
Okay. Yeah. No. Badass Marvel Cinematic Kung Fu.
It'll be a great setup for. It'll be another great team Marvel movie because I don't think we're going to get another Avengers movie for quite a while ever since Endgame. So I think Fantastic Four will be a great team.
I think with how Doctor Strange is going to be, it's going to be the first major Marvel movie of Phase 4, setting up all this craziness they're going to plan with the multiverse, and I think it's going to be a really cool movie to, plus who doesn't like seeing him, chop someone's hands off, even though that would have been the easiest solution for fucking Endgame and Infinity War, but no, he doesn't. Just saying, Portal. He does it. He does chop someone's hand off.
Where?
And it's an Endgame, right?
It's a Infinity War.
Call Obsidian.
Huh?
Yeah, he cuts Call Obsidian's arm off in Infinity War.
Yeah.
He didn't. That was his sidekick.
Oh, it was
that
Wong,
did it.
yeah.
It was Wong.
Which means he can definitely do that.
Yeah.
But, that's a whole other thing. Yeah,
Are we going to have more of that creepy British lady?
maybe.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of weird looking.
Yeah. That's why I think she's a creepy British lady.
So with Fantastic Four, see, I wanted to throw out a question that required some research. Did not know James Gunn.
I can't find anything definitively says that he is yet. Says he wants to,
Okay.
but I
I
couldn't
don't know
find
why they
anything
wouldn't
that's-
let him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's James Gunn.
I only said James Gunn because I was on Twitter and I said he said he was wanting to.
Yeah.
The,
I mean, that's all I could find, though, that he said he wants to do.
The
it,
only
which would be
reason that he wouldn't is because they'd want it out when he was. They'd want it started when he was still
Doing
doing
something else.
Guardians 3.
Yeah.
So, I heard a lot about Doctor Doom, who's a maybe. I didn't hear a lot of a selling point on just the base team, other than it's a team movie, and we probably won't get another one of those for a while. With Shang-Chi, yeah, it'll be cool to see the real Mandarin, and it'll be cool to see the martial arts, the MCU take on a martial arts film with
Also, Kunlun being a little bit more realized.
yeah, that'll be cool because Iron Fist certainly dropped the ball.
We could do an Iron Fist in there as well as like a side helper.
Possibly.
But I liked your pitch, Dylan, of it being like the first one that sets up the coming chain. And I could really see that happening with this. And I don't know, it sounds, the way you sold me on it, it sounds a little more interesting and more MCU. Like I'd have to come to the MCU for this.
Yeah.
Um,
The only reason I think it's the first major one is because the way the lineup is, it's definitely seeming like it.
This is off topic, but who you guys think is going to be the next big bad? I think Annihilus is going to be the next big
I
bad.
think Annihilus might just be like an Age of Ultron one-off.
Yeah.
But Ultron was
I think
so
if you're gonna do a next big bad and you're trying to work Fantastic Four into the universe,
Doctor Doom.
it's either gonna be Doctor Doom or Galactus.
Yeah.
I feel like they bought Fox just for those two villains.
Probably.
And the X-Men universe.
And the X-Men, yeah.
Yeah.
What are they doing with the X-Men again?
I
It'll
think
be Phase 5.
yeah, I really think that probably Doctor Strange is actually going to be the beginning of working in X-Men as well, just because of the multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, here's all this universe with all these weird people who are naturally superpowered, and something will happen in the big crossover Avengers movie that's going to be like, oh hey, something's going to bleed these universes together. Here's mutants.
It'd take a Feige level of genius, but the way I thought, like, to get it into fruition, but the way I thought they could introduce the X-Men is they were always there, and they were hated and feared, and Professor X just kind of wiped everyone's mind of it.
Also, I think you kind of dropped the ball on Reed Richards being a heavy player in multiverse theory.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
The Council of Reeds.
the Council of Reeds, all of that stuff. The Ultimate Universe,
Ultimate Reed is wicked.
the Zombie Universe.
And also there's that intelligence vacuum with Tony did.
Yeah, he's
So
the next
Reed
Toady.
is the
He's the next Toady.
the person to fill that, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I'm gonna give that point to Dylan for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, you got a point.
The one I'm looking forward to the most, actually, is Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'm surprised
Oh,
that wasn't
God.
picked, honestly.
I don't think it's gonna be as good as I think it is.
Yeah, let's give Padme the fucking hammer.
Taika Waititi directing it again, though.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
see.
down with that.
A good director could do a lot of good stuff with it, but
Yeah.
Because I really like Ragnarok.
I'm not really looking forward to someone who's actively expressed a disinterest in the Marvel universe
being the
being
main person.
being Thor.
Yeah, but I feel like Taika Waititi is a charismatic and fun enough guy that he can pull a good performance for what he's looking for out of even, because Chris Hemsworth was done. He was like, I'm not going to renew my contract. And then he did Ragnarok, and he's like, never mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised nobody actually picked Guardians 3. I mean, that's technical.
Yeah.
That
It's
too.
so
And that's
fun,
going to be
Well,
still
I
fat
thought
Thor
about-
with the rest of the Guardians.
I
which
thought
is gonna
about
be
doing that,
hilarious.
but I already picked Guardians for an answer.
Right. But you can pick the same thing for multiple. I mean, it's not.
I mean, I'm a big stand for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm just because it's going to pick up right after
Yeah.
Endgame. and-
Legit, in the Mr. Blue Sky sequence at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I cried. I legit cried because it just made me feel so happy.
Yeah, but how often do you cry?
Not often. I'm not a crier. Believe it or not.
So here is the blind, and then I figured, we had a couple MCU questions in a row. Why not make an MCU blind?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be a Phase 5+ film. There's your character.
Character.
You don't have a thing for this one, right? Just leave it on the score.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
This should be your director.
Please be James Gunn. Please be James Gunn.
Ooh, boy.
I got.
Oh boy.
I gotta
And
reconnect.
here's something, for whatever reason, Kevin Feige got drunk or stoned or something, and he told that director that this movie has to incorporate this.
Okay.
Easy. Fucking easy. Can I show you?
Sure.
Can I show you what I got? Okay.
Oh. okay.
Right?
Okay?
I got it easy.
I gotta look up my director.
Yeah, I also have to look up my
We'll
director.
take a brief intermission if anybody needs to use the restroom or grab a drink or get another beer. Not that that's not grabbing another drink.
I didn't at least use the restroom. Can I just put it on the chat thing for Eldon too? Is
Yeah.
that an acceptable screen?
He did Aladdin.
Oh, nice.
What was the third bit? Who was the-
She has a stun power, right? That's what I thought.
Pheromones.
Yeah. Oh god, this is gonna be easy.
And he's like, yes.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Who wants to start?
I'll start. Alright. I got, subsequently, Namor. And directing it will be Guy Ritchie. And drunk Kevin Feige says an R-rated alternative cut exists, but it will never be released. So, I looked up Guy Ritchie, and he mostly does British gangster films. He did Sherlock Holmes, Aladdin, 2019.
Swept away.
Yeah. I'm like,
I didn't realize he did those.
yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, I gotta defend this. I feel like he could do a good Namor movie that encompasses Atlantis as like an actual place that's in the Marvel universe. Because Namor's actually a contender in like in Marvel Comics, he's an actual contender that's in like the Illuminati for one.
Yeah.
And damn, I don't know much about Namor other than he has roughly the same power set as Aquaman. But for an R-rated version that would never get released, I would love to see it because that's just more like brutalness, just showing that like Atlantis is not to be fucked with. Like, yeah, people can try to invade it and whatnot, but it just won't happen. It can also show that Namor is like a ruthless ruler in one on one side of the story, that he's just like not accepting of like surface dwellers. So,
Do you want to go or you want me to?
Go ahead.
All right. I got Moon Knight, directed by.
Good pull.
Directed by Darren, and I'm gonna butcher his.
Aronofsky.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, that's a good
Aronofsky.
director for that too.
And it has celebrity guests galore, according to this. So I'm thinking like, beginning of the movie. Also, it's starring Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight, of course. Because I've already seen artwork for that, and it looks great. But it's not real. But Keanu Reeves, like ex-military. Moon Knight, being ex-military, going into like, or it already kind of started as like an origin story, like him going to Egypt and then getting the powers, and then like when he goes back to America, some great threat happens, and like let's say Hollywood, just so there's celebrity guests everywhere, like just go down the Walk of Fame. There's like just Ashton Kutcher's there. Maybe he gets hit by something because Ashton Kutcher.
he's like, dude, where's my car?
And then he gets hit by a car, and it's great. And I think it'd be a really cool, maybe not Phase 5, maybe Phase 6, and kind of integrate it with West Coast Avengers if they go that direction, and kind of expand more on like the different, kind of Avenger like sex or whatever. Like they can do Secret Avengers with him. He's a really cool like kind of hero that they could do a lot with, and for that movie. And that's all I got.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay some groundwork.
You also got a great ones.
Hydra's back,
Oh damn it!
and Nick Fury needs a super spy, a Hydra hunter, if you will. There's only one person who's a masterful enough spy and powerful enough to take on the highest ranks of Hydra. So he puts out a call to Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. This movie is directed by Quentin Tarantino.
So there's going to be a lot.
She, of course, says, "Fuck you, Nick Fury. I don't want to fucking do this, and you better fucking pay me, or I'm going to fucking kill everybody you fucking know, you fucking fuck." And so she goes after the ranks of Hydra barefoot the entire time.
And pregnant.
Yeah, probably.
Not pregnant yet. Halfway through the movie, she gets pregnant.
It's the first R-rated movie in the MCU.
No, it's a hard fucking R.
Oh,
It's a hard fucking R. And
does she drop the hard R at any point, or
multiple.
okay, to Nick Fury's face?
To Nick Fury's fucking face.
And he can finally say the N-word again, though.
Yeah, no, he is
Hold back.
he is popping them left and right. So she's actually just saying them in retaliation. And that's how Quentin Tarantino gets away with it.
Sam
But-
said it's cool.
Yeah. Sam said it's cool, so it's cool. So, anyway, so for some reason, drunk Kevin Feige says there's got to be a sewer chase. So she's chasing Baron fucking Zemo through the sewer in the climactic scene. And she, barefoot in the sewer, sticks her foot in Baron Zemo's mouth and kills him with diphtheria.
Damn.
Oh,
And
Fucking.
gets the information she needs out of him first. I mean, diphtheria kills you not that fast, but that's the movie. That's hard R, swinging spy flick. You know, Quentin Tarantino's been chomping at the bit for a spy movie, anyways. So he works all that in. He makes it feels like the Avengers, but not like the Marvel Avengers. He makes it feel like the '60s Avengers. But also works it into the Marvel Avengers, which makes it Avengerception. Yeah, and that's the movie.
I feel like you all got really lucky.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I got lucky.
You just didn't realize it.
what were the other answers in the cups?
All sorts of stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like directors, I was.
I think it's because I don't know as much about my
I missed your
director.
entire pitch, so I don't even know.
You got Guy Ritchie doing.
Guy Ritchie doing
That's a harder
Namor,
sell. I'm
who's
gonna-
just kind of a dick. Like, he'd be great at doing the dickish Namor
Played by
dialogue.
Jason
all
Statham.
that.
Eddie Aquaman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
He's an
longer
asshole
he's-
Aquaman.
Yeah, the longer he's out of water too, he starts to like go crazy.
He's also the first mutant.
Yeah. Well, if you discount Apocalypse.
Yeah. Well,
How old is Neymar?
Not ancient Egypt old.
sure.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but I feel the other two were stronger.
I agree with you.
I had to work in foot fetishes.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course
you
you
did.
With
Yeah.
with Moon Knight, I like setting it in Hollywood so you could get in the celebrity cameos.
Yeah.
You know, you're there, so backdoor, West Coast Avenger.
Yeah.
He was a West Coast Avenger.
Yeah. I thought that was all really great, but just the whole of
Yeah.
Yeah.
it, there was not one element I thought didn't work.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves also a great pick.
Yeah.
Um,
I couldn't think of a good actress for Jessica Drew, unfortunately.
Damn.
probably the chick off the 100.
Oh, the main
It's
one.
like
No, not the main one.
most of the cast-
Octavia.
Mm.
most of the
But
cast
honestly,
not
if
sure
it was
what-
Tarantino, it would probably be Uma Thurman anyway, regardless of
Yeah,
how
I
old
was
she is.
I was gonna say Odette Annabelle from Cloverfield.
Mm.
Is this Christina Ricci too old for the role?
A little bit.
I'm not familiar with the character or anything.
She's
so-
what, in her 40s now?
I would just like to see her in a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to see her feet too. You're right.
I didn't realize how much of a foot fetish he had.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a bird for a
Plus-
quarter.
I mean, I just can't see an Aronofsky MCU movie.
Dude,
Here,
but if Aronofsky was going to do,
it would
if
also
Aaron-
have to be R-rated. They like
Yeah.
start
Oh, yeah.
shooting up and stuff. And
No, he could probably do like a hard PG-13.
there'd still have to be like some kind of weird sex scene in it.
So, but Aronofsky would probably
So
do a
she's
good
pregnant,
Moon
yeah.
Knight because he would delve into the psychotic nature and the multiple personality aspects of him.
Let's say I
like,
don't know
real
the
hard.
character either, but yeah, I could see that.
It would be like this weird character study, like The Wrestler or something.
Ooh.
Oh, you can get Mickey Rourke for this movie too. He's a
Oh,
He's
man.
already been at the MCU.
yeah, but now he's a celebrity cameo because. That's basically what he was in that movie, anyway.
Yeah. Would just be
And Whiplash is a great freaking
Not Mickey,
Villain.
Not Mickey Rourke though.
Yeah, but that movie sucked.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
And
pretty
3.
Iron Man 3 was pretty bad too.
What's the score?
Luke has
3-1-1.
2. Well, I guess 3 now, technically, right? You
Yes.
haven't said it yet. But
Yeah.
I
So we need a
assume
tie break with Dylan and Devin.
3-1-1.
Speed round, y'all.
Somebody want to do the timer for me?
I don't charge my phone.
Guy Ritchie also did Snatch, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Yeah.
Walk, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rock and Roller.
Rock and Roller wasn't great.
The Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
Revolver.
Yeah, he did an adaptation of The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
Of course he would, that fucking British git.
I mean, he had his
Sherlock Holmes movie too.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I feel like that's why he did Aladdin, because Disney bought him.
Yeah.
And, you know, after being married to Madonna, I would probably just be like, I have no will to be creative anymore. I hate
What?
life.
He had helped mostly change the world. He does mostly freaking British gangster movies.
Okay,
Most-
so 30 and 15, right? I'm on it.
Alright.
Oh, you already got it?
Maybe my phone's at like 23%. My battery sucks.
I'm at 34. My battery's alright.
What do you have?
You want to just do it on my phone?
What is the better franchise, Mission Impossible or Bourne?
Mission Impossible. Uh,
Dylan will go first.
Yeah.
Glad it's y'all.
I've only seen like 4 of these movies. Like 2, not 4, but like maybe 2 of these. But I think the Bourne, like, it's a trilogy, right? So like, I think they have a better kind of element. They focus on just the one person trying to figure out who they are and like trying to figure out why they were like put through these. I want to say tests because it's been a hot minute since I've seen these movies. Well, a couple of them. But I think it shows a lot cooler, like, intuitive action sequences, like the one where he puts the magazines in the toaster.
alright, Mission Impossible. It has a great storyline for the most part. There's, what, 6 of them?
Something like that.
6 Mission Impossible movies. Tom Cruise is a decent actor in all of them. Like, he's a great. It's a great spy. It's a great spy movies. They have great action sequences, and that shows a lot of in-depth character things with a lot of dangerous stunts. I was on time this time.
Where he puts the magazines in the toaster and then he turns the gas on the stove and then he like lets the room fill up with the gas and then the magazines catch on fire as the bad guys come in and then blows them all up. You get a lot more. I think you get a lot more like cooler, like on the spot, like kind of action versus I'm scaling this. And you get this as my part of my answer, so yeah, I've seen this movie like maybe one of these movies a long time ago.
See, all right. The last Mission Impossible I saw was Ghost Protocol, and that was it had dope action sequences. Just like it was a great thrill, right? They're all great thrillers. They don't kind of beat around the bush with anything. They're just like, here's the plan, here's the mission.
And it's impossible.
My answer is Winter Soldier.
Good answer.
All right. I'm gonna go with Devin.
Yeah.
I feel like you described a cool scene,
Yeah.
and he talked about the stunts, touched on them anyway.
I haven't seen these movies in a long time. And I haven't seen all of them.
Damn, I just remembered the scene from, I think it was Mission Impossible 3 when he's like going down, I think, in the room and it stops right before.
That's
they
the
lay
first
down.
one.
That's the
That's
first
the
one.
first one. That was like the scene that made the series.
They had the first one and the second one pretty early on, and then they waited quite a while for the
Yeah.
third one. And
The
then
third
they
one
almost
sucked.
and after that they almost
And then-
kind of rebooted it with the new ones that were actually pretty
Yeah,
entertaining.
and then after that, it's just like was clearly just a vehicle for Tom Cruise.
But they put like Simon Pegg in the new ones, which was entertaining and stuff
No,
like
it's
that.
still
Yeah.
one. I didn't count for a point.
My bad. I don't know how that works. Sorry.
So it is. Dylan's out. You two in the speed round. It'll work exactly like that did.
Yep.
But that did not count as a point. That was just to see who advances.
Can I just
So it's 3-1.
It is 3-1.
can I put an X in Dylan's now since he's out instead of a 1?
What is the best movie poster?
Ooh, Pulp Fiction.
Army of Darkness.
You spoke last, so you're first.
Okay, so the Army of Darkness movie poster is great because it has this kind of like Franzetta throwback where Bruce Campbell's holding the boomstick and he has the chainsaw arm and he has the fucking buxom lady hugging his leg and it's just like this hill of bodies over it and this painted like throwback to like 1940s or 50s like action movies. But it still kind of feels like a Frazetta thing, like almost like he's a barbarian hero.
Seconds to you, Devin.
I apologize. I have to look at the poster again. It's
You
been
can't
a bit.
do that.
Yeah. Cheating.
Pulp Fiction. It shows great. It has Uma Thurman on the front of it, just like sprawled out section on the bed, smoking a cigarette with the magazine. She's looking into your eyes, so like she grabs your attention, and like you don't really like look at the like everything else that's around her. You're just centered on her, and then like you see the top at the top. So you know what this movie is going to be about. Like it's going to be a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like and it's has Uma Thurman and it's John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson.
Lots of feet.
I think it does actually have her feet.
Yes.
I think it does, yeah.
It does.
So the Pulp Fiction movie poster doesn't really tell you anything about the movie, whereas the Army of Darkness movie poster it gives you a pretty good indication that you're going to be looking at this high fantasy zombie movie. You see the Army of Darkness. It's at his feet. He is defeating this Army of Darkness.
Pulp Fiction, yeah, it doesn't really show you what's going on, what's going to happen in the movie, but I feel like that's what it's trying to convey, that you don't know what's going to happen throughout the entire movie. Like, its plot isn't revealed, like, necessarily in the poster. It still is just, like, left with loose ends, because it only has...
Yeah, I'm gonna give that to Army of Darkness.
I agree. I haven't seen Army of Darkness.
Do the reverse sweep.
No. Pulp Fiction was the first thing that came to my head in terms of movie posters.
As far as things to be said about the Pulp Fiction movie poster, it's actually a play on like the Pulp magazine covers and such,
Yep.
which garners them.
Yeah, even the font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say too, though, it really doesn't tell you what the movie's going to be about, especially since back then a lot of normal people didn't know what Tarantino even was.
Yeah,
Like,
he had only done Reservoir Dogs and he wrote True Romance.
Romance. Like, I remember my dad getting that on paper.
And he also had a writer credit on Natural Born Killers at that
Yeah,
point.
he did. I remember my dad like renting that movie on pay-per-view back in the day because he just thought it looked cool and it had John Travolta and Uma Thurman, and like was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't understand this movie at all. But I mean, to that, he thought it looked like a cool movie poster. Wanted to see it,
Yeah.
but then just didn't get the movie.
I'm gonna look up the Armored Darkness poster so I know what it looks like in my brain.
It looks like a zombie Frenzetta.
It looks
thing.
like you know what you're getting yourself into if you're going to go see that movie, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. You see Bruce Campbell, a buxom lady hugging his leg, boomstick, chainsaw, zombies.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
See, once you explain that poster in your thing, the first thing that popped in my mind after that poster was the Toxic Avenger poster.
True.
Because it's a very similar poster.
It is.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Yeah. But it has more of like this Frazetta quality. Like I love Frank Frazetta and the way that poster feels like something you would see in a Frank Frazetta painting or like a book cover that he's done.
I kind of think some like iconic ones too that kind of do both. Would be like Back to the Future.
Back to the Future's
It's
a
got
really
a good
one.
poster.
That one gives you a pretty good. You're going to see.
You kind of have an idea of what's going.
You're going to
title,
see.
and you have that awesome font.
That
for
awesome
the
font for
title.
the title. Yeah.
It's a good one.
The Army of Darkness font's pretty good too.
It is.
A good future question is what movie, like this would be for the random thing, I'm just stating it now on the record so we remember. What movie poster made a really bad movie look good? Like what movie poster did you see and you're like, oh, you like wanted to see that movie based on the poster and it was just a bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West.
Did anybody actually want to see that regardless of the poster?
Yes, I was like fucking 10. I saw that movie poster.
Wild West.
It was.
Next question will be Transformers 2 or Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man 3.
What's the question? Just which one's better?
What's the better movie?
Oh.
Wait,
I already chose Spider-Man 3.
like the.
Transformers 2 versus Spider-Man 3.
The only one that's made it to 3.
Okay.
And the second Transformers was the ones with all the robots and explosions.
What,
It was that one.
are you
That's a-
sure that wasn't the other one?
Was it
The
the
other
third or fourth
six.
one that had the more explosions than robots?
I'll help you out. It's the one that's in Egypt.
Yeah.
The one that's in.
There's the one. It has a rail gun at some point. A pyramid comes to life.
You're confusing me.
Yeah, the whole movie's fucking confusing.
Cause they're all just together. The Transformers movie. It's all just a bundled mess of robot
It's
parts.
the last one with Megan Fox in it, I think.
Oh, with Shia and Megan Fox. Oh, okay,
I think.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was only in 2 of them because she acted like a bitch on the second one.
She said Michael Bay is like worse than Hitler or something.
like that.
Yeah, and then she did the Ninja Turtles movies afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Bay didn't fire her. Steven Spielberg did.
Okay. He must have a much higher tolerance for bullshit than Spielberg does.
I think he has
Love of
let me
money.
frame that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Them titties.
Yeah. Slow
So,
mo run
Devin, you're
sequence.
first. 30 seconds when you begin speaking.
Where do I begin? You got Shia LaBeouf in this movie. Like Transformers 2 was, for the sake of this, all right. It had a lot of great robot fights with Michael Bay. Like Optimus is dope. I would just say that Optimus Prime is a really dope like character, and I like that towards the end of their like this series that they really started to really flush out Optimus as a character. Like even in Transformers 2, he was kind of a big deal, and even showed like I think it showed Megatron. Sure. I haven't seen. It's been a while since I haven't seen Transformers in a while, so it's going off of memory. Bumblebee was rad.
He might have been in that one.
Maybe. It's hard to tell. Too many explosions, not enough robots.
Give me a second to form an argument here.
This is a pretty hard one.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man 3, you get to see the story of what makes a man go bad. And also the story of what makes a man turn into a giant sand monster. And I think with these stories, you get to see a more human side of Peter Parker as a hero. You get to see that he's not all goodness and light whenever he is tainted by the symbiote. But also, you get to see what makes the Sandman turn into a villain. And, yeah.
This is tough. I'm just the Allspark was the tipping point of that movie. That's all I can remember. Oh God! It showed. I know I can't remember hard enough.
They were in Egypt.
I didn't know they were in Egypt. I didn't remember they were in Egypt. I just thought they were in like California or New York or whatever.
No, that was the first one.
Spider-Man 3 gave Sam Raimi enough clout and money to produce Drag Me to Hell. You can end it.
But I like the little jingle.
We have to wait for the awkwardness. That's
Okay.
fun sometimes.
Yeah,
All right.
especially on
Yeah.
the 30-second ones.
So yeah, Luke wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give it. I have no more argument for Transformers 2.
I had to drag another better movie into it.
As someone who's never seen Transformers 2, I would have attacked it through.
You should have just attacked Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
attack
You should have just been like emo dancing Spider-Man.
Sure.
Emo dancing Spider-Man.
and just everything else is just like
At least
the
Like-
effects budget, like the
It's-
CG, like just anything you could say about any Transformers movie.
It,
Yeah.
it throws like it tries to retcon freaking Uncle Ben's death by having Sandman kill him, and it's damn. I should have just attacked it.
It's it's so hard about. I mean, the Transformers 2 even trying to defend that as a movie because again, right. I've seen all of them for whatever fucking reason. I don't honestly know.
I watched
But
the first
can't
one
tell you
kind
what
of.
happens in any of them specifically.
Yeah.
Like not they all do just blend together except you go couple with a hot girl and then you change the hot girl for
You
a
got
couple
Monkey Munch and
and
the
then you
Funky
change
Bone.
the hot girl again and then you add Marky Mark in there.
Yeah.
But then it's like his daughter, so you feel weird, but she's legal and she's probably hotter than the other two because
You
they're
got
older
Romeo
now.
and Juliet.
But that's all they are. It's just
Yeah,
it's,
honestly,
it's all the
forgot.
shit.
I tried.
At least Spider-Man 3 is memorable for bad reasons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can
Yeah.
at least remember the plot line to that one.
Yeah, that was going to be my comeback. Was like, you at least remember that it's distinguishable from 2 and 1.
Yeah. Transformers really is, because I didn't know that one was the one in Egypt for like
Yeah,
a
they
minute
go to
too.
Egypt.
I forgot it was in
and
Egypt till he
Optimus-
said
Are
something.
we still alive?
Yeah.
Hi.
Optimus and Shia LaBeouf die, and Shia LaBeouf goes to robot
Is that
heaven,
game point? Right?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he
I'm at
talks
5
to the
now, right?
old primes.
Oh, I kind of remember that too.
And Devastator climbs a pyramid, and he has testicles.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's got giant steel balls.
Yeah.
That one had Leonard Nimoy in it too, though, didn't it?
No, that's the third one.
That's the third one?
See, that's how you argue Transformers 2, is you tear down the other one, and then somebody says, yeah, but your movie had that. And you say, nope, that's the third one.
But they're also like...
They're jumbled together. It's literally just Michael Bay with fighting robots
Yeah.
for like 2 hours straight.
Like I watched Fallen Kingdom or whatever the fuck they called it, and there was
The
only
Fallen.
yeah, there was only one good scene.
There
where-
wasn't any good scenes in it.
The one where Optimus is on top of the ship doing the sword fight was the only one I think I liked.
I don't
That's
know.
like a very low
I still
bar.
like the first one when... I think it was the first one. It was either the first or the second. It was probably both. Megan Fox slow motion cleaning something with sweat
that's both
dripping
of
off
them.
her butt.
That's both of them.
yeah, both of them. Okay. Those are the only good scenes in this movie.
And then the second one, you get slow-mo running through the desert from explosions. That's about
And the
it.
third one, you had the two racist bots, right? Was that the third one?
I think they were introduced in the second.
Were they?
I've only
think
seen the first one.
Like they were red and green. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like super like old school
Gangster.
stereotype.
Yeah.
Like
It was like
It
out
was
of a
bad.
30s Disney cartoon.
yeah, like had holes in their teeth and like you thought they were gonna do a soft shoe for a minute. Yeah, I mean it was bad. And then they were like, you can't have these in the movies anymore, ever. And they didn't come back. I don't even think they died in the movie.
No, I think they came back. They just
Like hell was Starscream in the
toned
movie?
it down.
I think so.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Starscream was, and I don't know which one.
I think he dies at 3.
Yeah.
What sucks about those movies too, which are we done here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can be. Bye.
Bye.
Like and subscribe.
Pound that subscribe and like button and
that
ring the bell for notifications. Bye.